Welcome to Consumer Update. I'm Kelly Lightbourne. Well, today we have the opportunity to answer some important questions that you may have about insurance, specifically homeowners insurance. Joining me today are Tim Burns from Tower Hill Insurance and Chris Black from Chris Black Insurance. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
So insurance, especially homeowners insurance, is something that people often take for granted. They say, I have insurance and so I'm good, but it's a lot more than that. And so, we're going to get into that a little bit later in the show, but if you could just tell me a little bit about Tower Hill Insurance.
Well, Tower Hill Insurance has been in the state of Florida for 41 years, incorporated in 1972. We only write insurance in Florida. So we know our market, we know our customers. Agents such as Chris write insurance for our customers, and we look forward to taking care of their needs during a catastrophic event or any type of claim event that happens.
Now, you said something that's very important that I just kind of want to pull out, because you said that you only insure in Florida.
Yes.
And as a homeowner, what that makes me think of, obviously, is hurricanes. You guys are an expert in that and making sure that we are prepared and have what we need. And I think that's key, because one of the things I remember was you look over your homeowner's insurance and you just kind of go, oh, I've got it all covered. But there's certain things you really need to look for as a homeowner, right?
Sure. And speaking from our side of things, on the agency side, I think it's important for you as the consumer to talk to your agent about what kind of coverage you actually have on the policy, because it is like a foreign language to a lot of people. We have ways to be able to see what's on the policy and what is not and what is covered, and counseling the customer on those sorts of issues. And it's very important because you might think that you're covered for something when you're actually not.
And I think that's actually the case. I think most homeowners have no idea what's in their policy. They just say, oh, I must be covered. And then there's obviously the aftermath. If something does happen, right. It's fine to think that until something happens. Right. And what kind of things do you see with?
Well, the first thing that happens, obviously it's a horrible event that happens
right.
to anybody. So you have to be compassionate towards people. The best advice I can give you is to take care of your family first. Mm-hmm. Make sure they're safe. When a catastrophe happens, such as a hurricane, there's an awful lot of damage that occurs. Right. Make temporary repairs to your home. Okay, move any really good belongings that you have, or any high value type things, to a safer environment. Okay, and then make sure that you take plenty of pictures, or you mm-hmm. take videotape. You save your receipts. Anything that you do is so that your adjuster can come out to your home and ascertain your damages mm-hmm. and get you on the road to recovery.
Now, this is obviously after the fact, but
right.
there's things that you can do before the fact, sure. Correct, Chris?
Sure, absolutely. In the technological day and age in which we live in, I would recommend most people have smartphones or tablet devices. There's a lot of great applications out there that are home inventory applications. Spend some time prior to the actual loss and the actual hurricane situation, and take a little bit of note on what you have in the house. It'll become a lot easier at the time of claim when you have all the other things that you're dealing with emotionally with the family, and knowing that you don't have a house to come home to possibly. It'll be a lot easier to have that information on hand to be able to work with the claims adjuster to get the claim handled swiftly. And frankly, on our side of things, Tower Hill for us does a wonderful job taking care of the customer, mm-hmm. and it makes us sleep better at night, if you will, as the agent, to make sure that when we're placing a customer in the Tower Hill insurance policy, that we know that they're going to be well taken care of. And that's a great thing to be able to tell a customer. And it's true. We've had many claims, many situations mm-hmm. With customers that have had claims, and they've done a phenomenal job. And so they really do take care of the customer. So.
No, and that's great to hear as a homeowner, because you always wonder. Obviously, insurance, you hope nothing ever happens. But it's nice to know that there are insurance companies like Tower Hill Insurance that are there to take care of you and make sure that it goes a little smoother. I also want to go back, though, to the preparation, because like I said, I think that's key here, is that people really understand what's covered and what's not. For example, I know that separate flood insurance, a lot of people don't know about that.
Right.
And can you tell us a little bit more?
Yeah, homeowners policies in Florida and everywhere in the country specifically exclude flood insurance. Right. What that means is any water that's rising that encompasses more than 2 acres of land or affects 2 or more structures. That's what encompasses a flood. That is not something that's covered by a typical homeowner's insurance policy. It has to be covered separately through the National Flood Insurance Program. And we as agents have many facilities to be able to write flood insurance. Tower Hill Group is one that we do place flood insurance business with. And it is important to know that because one of the things that's going to happen, especially for coastal properties, are storm surge type situations. Right. That's an area that needs to be covered by a flood insurance policy, not a homeowner's policy. So yeah, specifically, flood insurance is one thing, especially in hurricane season, that we need to be aware of as consumers and really make sure you're covered properly for.
No, and I also want to stress too, when you were talking about the longevity of Tower Hill,
sure,
you're not a virtual company. I can call up and talk to you, and I just want to make sure that people know that, because that doesn't happen anymore.
That's really important. That's an important point. We have about 400 employees with Tower Hill. We are only in the state of Florida. You will actually be able to talk to a live person.
Right. What a concept.
I mean, many companies today, they outsource an awful lot of their resources. So you may be talking to somebody in Indiana, or you may talk to somebody in other parts of the country. We are a Tower Hill company is a Florida company, and we're proud of it.
So how do they get a hold of you?
Well, they obviously they can call our 800 number. They can go into Chris's agency or call Chris's agency and report a claim. We're also online, www.thig.com.
There you go.
So you should be able to get information off our website as well.
Great. Well, that was a lot of great information. So thanks again for joining us.
Thank you.
And we'll have more right after this short break.